unkempt garage. But we've been back from our wedding and honeymoon now for about a week. This garage has been heavily used for a basement renovation that we are working on and that Paul was working on while we were out of town for like over a month. The wedding honeymoon was incredible, really unbelievable trip. We loved every moment of it. It was so good, and obviously videos to come if they're not already out for that. And this week, it's been about 8 or 9 days since we got back, has been an absolute whirlwind. I had to hop right into work. We had a delayed flight. It got delayed by a whole day, a little over 24 hours. And that meant that when I got back into town, we got here late at night on like a Friday. Saturday, I was working, and it was fine, but it caught up with me. I was like, feeling a little cocky, like, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Turns out I was exhausted. I got sick, within like 2 days. So that's been fighting that, starting to feel normal. I don't feel like I sound normal, but I feel normal. Yesterday, had a really great day, just kind of being outside with Oskar. It felt excellent, super warm, and we were pretty busy. So we're starting today at the dog park because Oskar deserves it. He's been, he's the best boy. And gonna try to get him a little bit tired and just all that energy out right in the morning. This is the Highbridge dog park in St. Paul. I've been here before, I've just never talked about it on this channel, and it's a great dog park. Huge area. On the weekends especially, I've never been here maybe at like another peak time or rush hour time, but weekend, morning, it's still before noon. So many dogs, and Oscar's such a social dog when he has the option to be. He literally will say hi to every dog and basically every human ever. Okay, bud, come on. And then from there, I wanted to kind of take some video, get some of those tiny movies that I love doing. I'm gonna show you this place that is to the southeast of the Twin Cities Metro. You go past Hastings down to Red Wing, and then about 10 minutes to the south of Red Wing is a state park called Frontenac State Park. And then more specifically, you're gonna wanna find a parking lot or a pin for Sand Point Trail. And Sand Point Trail is probably about a mile, maybe even round trip. Really a pretty reasonable little hike back there. I brought Oskar. He didn't get any ticks. I was a little bit worried about him getting ticks, but it's a beautiful place. I've been there multiple times. I've done photo shoots there. I shot a music video with a friend there once, especially in the spring. We're really proper midsummer right now. In the spring, it floods. It's a really kind of magical little spot where you have water that is fundamentally covering the whole floor of this really beautiful forested area. The canopy is up super high. There's really interesting birds. I've seen herons, and then there's a bunch of smaller birds that are kind of unique, not necessarily to that area, but at the very least harder to spot on a normal day-to-day, and they exist in this place. And you walk all the way down there, especially in the summer. If it's flooded, you can't always get there. And then at the end, there's kind of this sandy point, like the name implies, and it is a really beautiful kind of like beach area. People do swim there. Strikes me as a little bit of a weird place to swim, but it's basically feeds into Lake Pepin. Lake Pepin is a lovely lake that's part of the river, so people do love to swim there. It just feels a little strange to swim right there, which again, people were doing, so I don't know, who am I to say? Then we came back home, absolutely exhausted, especially Oskar. He was just completely beat. And then today, we are going to a car show that I've gone over the years. I've gone to maybe a dozen times, mostly, I think entirely, with my dad. And it's called Back to the 50s. I have not been to Back to the 50s, I think maybe since my dad passed, which was like 10 years ago. But I went there this year with my wife, and which does still feel crazy to say, in a good way. It's just new, you know, but we went to Back to the 50s. It's at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. It's a really cool car show. There's somewhere between 10 and 12,000 cars there over the course of the weekend. They have to be older than 1964, which really makes it kind of unique. You know, there's a lot of car shows where you'll see like modern, you know, sports cars, which is also cool, but this is like just kind of a different thing. They're kind of leaning into the older, kind of like almost like rockabilly vibes and things like that. I know that's a bit specific to call out, but it feels very much like intended to be kind of that older vibe. And really cool cars, just kind of good people watching. You can have some fair food, which is cool, without nearly the amount of traffic that you see at the state fair. That said, the food side of things is not on the same kind of crazy level as what you get during the actual state fair, because it's less of like the spectacle of the state fair. So you can get some staples, some food staples from the state fair, which is super fun, but it's not quite the wild situation that you see in the actual 2 weeks of the state fair. And then I have one more little side quest for the day, which I don't know if I've mentioned this at all on this channel, but I have a motorcycle that was my father's. And my siblings and I all kind of inherited that and another motorcycle. This was kind of not his main one. He has a Harley that's at my sister's house. They want that. Great. And then there's this Kawasaki that we've had, again, for about a decade, that's barely been ridden. I've had it for the last year or so. I kind of put a little bit of money into it for new tires and things like that. But I got permission from my sister to alter it, to make it something that is maybe something that I would actually be more inclined to ride. And I intend to do actually a bit of it on this channel, kind of working through some of these little changes that I want to make to it that will actually make it a little bit more usable or just more likely to be ridden, because I really want for it to be something that doesn't just sit there and kind of collect dust. Obviously, I have my Royal Enfield Interceptor that I do love and do ride quite a bit. Then there's this Kawasaki. When you hear Kawasaki, I can almost guarantee you're not thinking of the kind of bike that it actually is. It is really quite a large bike. It is a proper, like, American style road bike that is intended for long trips. I'm gonna try my best to keep it that way, where it's intended for long trips, but still is a bike that I'm going to ride, right? And a lot of that just comes down to how it looks, how it feels when it's ridden, and how it makes me feel. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm not even capable of doing anything super crazy, but I'm gonna do my best to make it something that I want to ride, that I want to hop on and go on a trip, which I'll talk more about. So this bike, my dad's old bike, is currently stored at my duplex in the garage, and I'm not 100% sure it's gonna start. I feel like this bike couldn't be any more different from my Royal Enfield, but I do think I can make it cool again. This thing is not made for scooting around without without the engine on. It's so big. It is so heavy. All right, so honest truth, you can probably hear it in the background. It's running, seems like it's running pretty well, but I'm too afraid to kill it. So I'm gonna leave it running. I gotta pack my tripod up and the camera, put it in those hard shell saddlebags, which is interesting. We'll talk more about the bike in a bit. Gotta grab the helmet, lock in my truck, and get this motorcycle back to my house. And then obviously I have to come back for the car. A bunch of vehicles, it does come with some real annoyances, juggling and whatnot, but it'll be at the house soon, knock on wood, assuming all goes well. At least I can just deal with it there. Helmet. Operation Get Dad's Bike back to the house complete. I just realized the tabs are from 2024. I did not go very far for what it's worth, but it's here. It made it. No, didn't die once. Ran, I would say, really quite well, but I still don't fully trust it. It's been a minute, so I got to kind of go through it, make sure that it is truly roadworthy. I just took 20 mile per hour back roads like the whole time. So yeah, the quickest sneak peek. Look at this thing. Look how, first of all, look just how dusty we're talking. So I'll clean that up. That part's easy. You see the dust here. There's just all these little elements of this bike that, you know, they're just not my style. Windshield being one of the biggest, little pouch, kind of dorky, you know, just a lot about it. I have to admit, I have not seen very many versions of this bike where I'm like, yes, that's what I'm thinking. They, very often, the mods people do to them, I think are just not what I'm looking for. So, you know, it's a 20-year-old bike, something like that. And I just have to kind of start taking things away, adding a few things here and there to hopefully arrive at a bike that I'm really happy with, that my dad would be happy about, and that I'll actually ride. By the way, this is obviously coming out way after this, but today is Father's Day as I film this. Happy Father's Day to everybody who is a father out there. Bye, guys.